What is up, everybody? It's your boy Al Pal. I hope everybody's doing fine, doing fantastic. We're going to be talking about some more Marvel stuff today. I hope you don't mind. That's also why we have some Marvel vs. Capcom footage down for me to commentate over because I just got that game. It's fun and it's going to look like trash gameplay, but I just got it, so who cares? Anyway, on to the topic on point here. And we're talking about WandaVision, more specifically, some of the reveals we got in this last episode. And I really want to focus on Agatha Harkness and whether or not she's a red herring. So let's get to it. All right, so there's just a couple of things that I want to kind of touch on before I get into the two sides of the coin here. The first is, I know a lot of people are kind of expecting Mephisto. And while I think that would be awesome, I just don't think we're going to get Mephisto proper, considering the whole, Disney Plus China deal. I guess China has some sort of censorship rules about demonic characters and content, and it probably would affect that. Now, I don't know how that thing plays out. I don't see what the point is on kind of catering to somebody who doesn't have the service yet, because as far as I know, China doesn't have it yet. But here's the deal: it's a huge market. It'd be a huge win for Disney. I'm not going to sit here and talk business all day, but I am going to kind of just rule out a proper Mephisto, but I'll kind of talk about what our options are in a little bit here. So first and foremost, we're talking about Agatha Harkness and whether or not she is a red herring in this. So let's start with the opposite of that I don't think she is a red herring. And I really only have a couple of points for this. And they're pretty strong points at best, right? So the first reasoning I have here is that there's only 2 episodes left, and with episodes only lasting about 30 minutes, I just don't see that there's enough time for us to introduce a cosmic entity like a Mephisto or something like that in that short time frame. Although these are the last 2 episodes of the season, we might have an opportunity to get longer episodes to kind of dive into the story a little bit more in depth, give us a little bit more time to see what's going on. But with 2 episodes, it's kind of hard to establish that, I think. And the other thing is, we've seen that magical book that Agatha has. A lot of speculation is that it's the Darkhold, I believe is what it's called. And I think the combination of Agatha and the Darkhold would be enough for a Doctor Strange intervention. Now, I know he's not confirmed to be in this show already, but considering that Wanda is going to be in Multiverse of Madness, I think that a good lead-in would be to have Doctor Strange cameo in this show at some point or another. So if we were going to get that cameo, I think that just the existence of the Darkhold and Agatha would be enough for Strange to intervene. But that's all I really have as far as she's not a red herring, that she's actually the main villain of the series right now. Which I don't mind. I think it's enough for me. I've enjoyed the series so far. All I really hope to get out of this is the mutants. But let's talk about the other side of this coin real quick, which is it is a red herring. So, harkening back to the idea that we might not get a Mephisto, we do know that Marvel likes to kind of do this thing where they kind of combine 2 characters that have a likeness. We've seen this with Whiplash in Iron Man 2 for sure. I can't remember who the other character was, but it was a combination of 2. And they've done this for a few characters. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but they are there. So my idea is if we're going to introduce a cosmic entity, it's more likely going to be Nightmare, but he's going to have some qualities of Mephisto, so that we're not really crossing into that China band territory stuff, right? But, like I said, 2 more episodes kind of make this a difficult thing to pull off, but if they're the last 2 episodes of the series, we might get longer episodes and get a little bit more time to kind of dive into that. And also the idea of getting Nightmare would definitely lead into the Doctor Strange movie anyway, so it kind of makes sense. It might also explain Wanda's children, which I'll talk about in a second, but this would definitely be a scenario in which Doctor Strange would have to get involved, considering he does defend the Earth from these other dimensional threats. Now, what I want to talk about Wanda's children real quick and how this might tie into a Nightmare Mephisto character is that the show set up rules, and we kind of talked about this in my theory video, but the rules are is that she can't really create anything from nothing. The only exception to that are her children. And so, what if, and this is kind of going off on a tangent into a theory, we're not really talking about whether or not Agatha Harkness is a red herring, but I just kind of want to shoehorn this in here real quick. In the comics, Wanda's children are actually parts of Mephisto's soul, and they kind of get taken away from her so that Mephisto could come back together. It's kind of a long story. I'm not going to go into it right now. What if that's the case here? She just kind of rewrites these parts of Mephisto's soul to be her children, and maybe Agatha's using Wanda to gather these parts of his soul so that we can actually get him proper. And again, I don't think it'll be Mephisto for real. I think it might just be Nightmare with qualities of Mephisto, maybe like kind of combining some of the lore there so that he fits in with the MCU a little bit better. But it's an interesting theory nonetheless. I think that might be some merit there because still, we have like no explanation for those kids. And there's only 2 episodes left, so I don't know. But that's really, kind of my idea. It's like maybe she is a red herring and we'll get kind of like this, a couple of longer episodes, and then we introduce a new character, like a villain that's going to kind of lead into Doctor Strange, and it's going to require the help of Wanda since she kind of started this whole mess in the first place. And I think I could get behind that. So anyway, I know this was a short video, but honestly, I don't mind that at all. What do you think of this red herring, not a red herring, or any of these additional theories I just threw at you? Let me know down in the comments below if you have any other ideas, what you think might happen. The show's wild, guys. I really like it. I really enjoy it right now. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you feel like it. I'm going to get out of your hair. This has been Al Pal. Be kind, be safe, spread the love. We'll check you later. Peace.